Good morning, happy Wednesday. Welcome to a new reading vlog and a new reading week. First of all, let me just say, please excuse the sound of my children running behind me. And second, yes, this reading vlog is starting on a Wednesday because we were driving back on Monday and didn't really do anything. And then yesterday, I just had a lot of like admin, get back from vacation type stuff to handle, so I didn't really want to film. Anywho's, reading update for you. I am on page 239 of Waking Gods by O.W.L.S. I have read 75% of this book in a day and a half. No joke. I was reading it a little bit when we left, but I only got like 30-40 pages into it. And I have since read the majority of it on Monday on the drive back, and I've been just devouring this book. The pacing is so much faster than the first book. You can feel the urgency of what is going on with the pacing, and then the nature of the events, and then the nature that the story is told. It's told in interview format, so it's not narrative. There are a couple narrative spots where they're like journal entries, but for the most part it's interview format, and you can feel like that sense of urgency. You can feel the tension with that. So I'm really actually enjoying it quite a bit. I think my goal, my plan, my ideal situation would be to finish it today, because I'm just that invested right now in it. So that is where I'm at right now. Hopefully I will have another update this afternoon saying that I finished it and all the good things. And then my final book for the O.W.L.S Magical Readathon 2018 is Killing the SS by Bill O'Reilly and Martin Dugard. I hope to start this either this evening or tomorrow, and I'm ahead of schedule. Like, the O.W.L.S Magical Readathon doesn't end for another week, and I only have one, like, I would consider short. It's not really short, but I only have one more book to go, so I am really pleased with that and very excited. So with that being said, I will update you guys a little bit later on. So I have finished Waking Gods by O.W.L.S, which means I only have one more book left until I've completed my entire TBR for the O.W.L.S Readathon, which means I've read 9 books so far this month. Crazy. That's got to be like one of the best reading months I've had in a long time. But really quickly, because I gotta go finish up dinner, I gave Waking Gods 4 out of 5 stars. Let me tell you, O.W.L.S ends these books on the craziest cliffhangers, and I do not appreciate them at all. That's a lie, because I really do love them, but oh my god. So I'll definitely be picking up the next book probably next month, probably in May, to finish out the trilogy. But I really loved it. I think I liked this one ever so slightly better than the first one. I gave them both 4 out of 5 stars, but this one, the pacing, the sense of urgency, the way the story unfolded was so much better than Sleeping Giants. So definitely like this one just a smidge more, but overall a really good book. Really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go now, and I will be starting a new book tonight. Maybe I'll let you know about that tomorrow. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. No, I have not updated you guys in like a day or two. Let's be completely honest, I have not read anything since finishing Waking Gods on Wednesday. I have been dealing with some things. I have been dealing with some physical pain issues that have kind of prevented me from doing anything. We have been binge watching Game of Thrones, and that has been happening. These two little guys have been keeping me on my toes, so I haven't got any reading done whatsoever. I think what I'm gonna do, since at this time I only have like a few minutes of footage from this week, I think honestly I'm gonna turn this into a week-and-a-half reading vlog, and this will go up like in a week and a half. Just so that you guys aren't getting like a crummy 5-minute reading vlog that no reading happens in. So with all that being said, we are still in the O.W.L.S Magical Readathon. I still only have one book left to go, and that book is the book that I've been trying to read for about a day and a half. And that book is Killing the SS by Bill O'Reilly and Martin Dugard. This is the last book that I need to read this month. It's a short one, maybe 287. That's the end of the postscript. It's 287 days. Pages. Hopefully it doesn't take me 287 days to read this. It should not. Realistically, I could finish this like today, tomorrow, and that is my goal. I am gonna throw everything that I need to do out the window and just sit and read, mostly because I cannot do anything else. I can't focus through like the physical stuff that's going on long enough to really write any blog posts or do much of anything else. So I'm gonna have a reading weekend, and my goal by like Monday, Tuesday is to have started and finished Killing the SS and started and finished A Question of Holmes by Brittany Cavallaro. This is the final book in the Charlotte Holmes, I guess it would be like a quartet maybe? No, they're just calling it a series. It's 4 books. So that is my goal right now. So we shall see if I can achieve that. I am going to sit down and start reading here shortly, and I will update you guys in a few hours. I've got my tea. I'll update you guys. Actually, I'm gonna try and update you guys at nap time. So when I lay my younger son down for a nap, we'll check in and see how far I've gotten, and then we'll check in again around dinner time. Good afternoon. So it's Friday afternoon. I said I would come on at nap time and update you guys. Unfortunately, nap time is apparently the time when the farmers next door to this hotel are transporting something somewhere. So there's some lovely background noise, and our older son is not taking naps, so he's in the background too. So I apologize about that. But I'm here to do a reading update. I feel like maybe this just isn't the book for me right now. I've only read like 20 pages. I'm struggling with this one. I've only read like 20 more pages. I'm interested in it, but it's just not working out for me right now. So this would have fit the challenge, the O.W.L.S Readathon challenge for arithmancy, which is to read a book written by more than one author. But luckily, I have another book here in my little tiny library collection that fits that prompt. I had to go back and make sure that it fit the prompt, but it does, and that is Fatal Throne. The subtitle is The Wives of Henry VIII Tell All. This is written by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2, 4, 6, yeah, different women, and it is basically exactly what it says it is. It is a tell-all of the Wives of Henry VIII. It's, I think, almost 400 pages by the time you get to the very end, after all of the like annotation, bibliography, there we go, and the timeline. It tops out at like 370 pages, but a tell-all, Henry VIII and his wives, Tudor England, Elizabethan, it's like right up my alley. It is like my happy place. So I'm gonna start. I can't believe I actually honestly don't know why I didn't think of this before. I think it's because I've been so interested in World War II like history and information that you want to talk about your book?
Books. I got books.
You got a book?
Yeah.
Okay, you gonna read it? You show the other books that we got you because we're about to do a little book haul. You want to put your books in it? Go get the dinosaur books. That was a little teaser because I do have a book haul for you guys. So there we go. What does it say? How do dinosaurs learn to read? You love this book, don't you?
Yeah, my book's too.
Okay. You want to go get the other one? Yeah. Okay. And this one is How Do Dinosaurs Say Goodnight? Both of those are by Jane Yolen and Mark Teague. There we go. I think the last name. We just recently found the dinosaur books at our local library and Colton fell in love with them. So I've been like scouring to find them. Oh, there's one more? How do dinosaurs count to 10? In the same thing. But he really loved those. So I just figured I'd go ahead and get them and encourage that love. So those are 3 of the books in the book haul.
A book.
Is that another one? What's that one? The Shape of Me and Other Stuff by Dr. Seuss. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to start Fatal Throne this afternoon. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. My goal is still to read this over the weekend. I still want to finish all of my owls by Sunday. Because I went back and rechecked the standings of everything, I did find out that I've already gotten outstanding in my owls for this year, which I'm so excited. I've read 9 books, and to get an outstanding, you have to read 9 that fall into the prompts. So I've done that. Super excited. And yeah, I'm gonna start Fatal Throne by all of these women. I should probably tell you who the authors are. That would be a good thing. So Candace Fleming, M.T. Anderson, Stephanie Hemphill, Lisa Ann Sandel, Jennifer Donnelly, Linda Sue Park, and Deborah Hopkinson. Those are the writers. And then I will give you a little book haul. I've got a couple books from Amazon that I ordered. So I've got 2 books that I ordered. I've got a whole bunch more and some library books. So this is going to be fun. But the 2 books that I've ordered and received so far are The Secret of Lost Things by Sheridan Hay. This was one of those books, I picked this up out of the library. I think I talked about this last week or the week before. Picked it up out of the library and was like, this actually just sounds right up my alley, right up my book club's alley. So we might be reading this in the month of May for the Cozy Bookshop Reads. Who knows? And then the other book that I picked up is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've been hearing this off and on in some of the circles that I watch, aka some of the YouTubers that I watch have been talking about this. And I'm just quite intrigued. It's a coming of age contemporary, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a coming of age, like contemporary romance. And I just really, this was longlisted for the 2018 Man Booker Prize. So very interested to give that a read as well. And that's my update. That is my all over the place afternoon nap update. I will update you guys when I get some actual reading done. Like I said, you'll be glad that this is going to be a 1.5 long reading vlog because so far I've got no reading done. Hi guys, so it's a few hours later. I think I've made about 70 or 80 pages of progress into Fatal Throne. I'm really actually enjoying it so far. I feel like it's a young adult, and each wife has a different perspective as like author as well as Henry, and then I heard that we get Elizabeth I's perspective later on. I'm not sure, so I don't know that yet. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really good. I feel like it's going to be a good introduction for those who aren't quite ready to read, say like Alison Weir, or the more like intensive Tudor history books. I think it would be a really good introduction for those. I have read through Catherine of Aragon's short story, and I'm halfway through Henry VIII's reflecting on his marriage with Catherine of Aragon. And yeah, I enjoy things where we hear from the wives and we kind of hear their backstory, because like like this book has said, we hear a lot about Henry VIII and we don't hear as much about their wives other than what history has given it. Like Catherine of Aragon was not always a cold-hearted biatch the way she's portrayed in history. And I read Alison Weir's really long manifesto about Catherine of Aragon in her Wives series. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and I think I have Anne Boleyn too to read, but it's packed away and stuff. But anyway, I feel like this would be like a really good introduction if you aren't quite sure where to begin and you kind of want like a brief overview before delving deeper. This would be good. So anyway, I don't think it's like dumbed down or anything for it to really deserve like the young adult title. I don't know why it was distributed as a young adult. It's just kind of fiction to me, so there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off for tonight. I'm probably gonna do some more reading, but I need to go like wash my face and all that good stuff and climb into bed. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good afternoon, happy Saturday. I have been reading like a crazy person this afternoon during nap time. I'm on page 200 of Fatal Throne. I'm still really liking it. I just feel like it's a good solid like introduction. You don't really have much more of that. It's not like anything that's like blowing me out of the water. I think it's gonna be another average read, maybe like the higher end of the 3 to 4, maybe like a high 3. Because it's good. It's nothing like spectacular. It hasn't blown me out of the water, and I don't know if it's because I already know a lot of the subject matter, or if it's just not a like blow you out of the water kind of book. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm still enjoying it. I think I can finish it up tomorrow at the latest. I don't know. I just plan to keep reading like a crazy person. And I don't have to edit a reading vlog tomorrow, so that frees up like an hour to 2 hours of my time. Anyway, that is where I'm at. Today we've kind of like done nothing but done things. I don't know, we went to a kinder festival, so a kids festival this afternoon. Let the kids kind of run out some energy. Got rained on. And we've just been relaxing the rest of the time. It's been kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, that is my reading update. I know it's not really very exciting because I'm not really like, I don't have a lot to say about Fatal Thrones other than it's a solid book. So yeah, I will update you guys tomorrow. Good afternoon, happy Sunday. Reading update. I finished it. I finished Fatal Throne. I finished my O.W.L.S. I read 10 books in April. Who am I? Like, who is this person that read 10 books? And not just like easy books. Like, I only one of them was like an easy read. Yeah, I'm kind of like on this weird surreal wave. Anyway, I finished Fatal Throne. And as somebody who knows a lot of the history about Henry VIII, knows about Tudor England, knows about all the wives, I found it to be just a good book. It would be a good introduction for anybody who really wanted to get kind of a little bit of a glimpse at Henry and the wives and their history. It is not all-encompassing. It's not something that I would recommend if somebody wanted to read like a full breakdown and get all of the historical background and the time period and everything. But if you just wanted like just an overview, I think it is very good at that. It's an easy read. It is technically titled as a young adult novel, I believe. It is, anybody could read it if you wanted just a good overview, but was not ready for Alison Weir, but didn't want the like, not fantasy, but heavily fictionalized of Philippa Gregory. I think it's like a really good just starting off point. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I have 2 books here, A Question of Holmes and Hillbilly Elegy. Don't know which one I'm gonna start yet. I've kind of got I've got some polls, some feelers out there for everybody else to decide what I should read next. My older son picked A Question of Homes by Brittany Cavallaro. I'm just unsure. These are both like the next 2 books that I'm going to read. I just don't know which one I'm going to start with first. So that is the update that I've got for you now. I hope to update you again this evening if and when I make the decision of what I'm going to read next. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's Monday morning. Don't let this mouth fool you. I'm in a fair amount of pain right now, but it's okay. We're gonna work through it. It's Monday. I finished my O.W.L.S readathon, like all the prompts that I had to do yesterday with Fatal Throne. I am just super excited about that. I'm gonna have a whole wrap-up blog post going up where I'm gonna like, kind of talk about it a little bit more, but needless to say, I absolutely loved it. I loved having a whole month where I could just devote myself to reading. Like I'd cleared out everything in my schedule to do that. It was also the first readathon that I participated in this year. It was a really, really good way to kick off my, I don't even know, readathons this year. One of my things that I said I was going to do was participate in more. So with that being said, April is coming to an end. May is a slightly busier month as well. We have 2 weekends away planned right now, and those typically I don't get as much reading done on those as I'd like to, but who knows. I also would like to participate in a readathon in May. I found one, and I'll talk more about it later, and I'll do a whole blog post and everything on what I plan on reading and all that good stuff. But I did find a readathon that I would like to participate in May. It's only a week, so I might be like overreaching a whole lot with these readathons, but I said that I wanted to participate in more of them this year now that I have the time to properly kind of devote to them. So we're just gonna keep going head first into all of them. So with that being said, April is coming to an end. So the O.W.L.S are coming to an end, and the way that I had structured my schedule is coming to an end. So I am going to be doing more reading and like putting reading a little bit more into the day-to-day than I have been lately. I guess I should like give you guys a little backstory, I guess. Before O.W.L.S readathon, I was reading mostly before bedtime in the evenings, and then the rest of the time I was writing and doing admin and house and taking care of 2 kids and all that good stuff. And then the O.W.L.S Magical Readathon, I had everything set up so that every afternoon all I had to do was read. And I really, really enjoyed that. So I am like kind of going back to the original structure of my schedule where I take a couple days out of the week and just spend my afternoons reading, as well as in the evenings before bedtime, etc., etc. So I am going to be doing a little bit more reading than I have been. So that's good, and that's one positive to come out of this readathon. All of that blabbering aside, to let you know what I am currently reading and what my reading plans are for this week. So I'm currently reading A Question of Homes. The dust jacket is off. I am on page 22 of this. It's the final book in the Sherlock Holmes series, which I love. I'm all about Holmes and Watson as in general, and this is such a great take on the classic Sherlock Holmes and Watson tales. So I'm really, really enjoying that. It's so easy to just slip right back into that story and the narrative and our characters. I always tend to read through these quickly, so I don't foresee this taking me that long to read. And then when I finish that, I'm going to pick up Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. This is it's a memoir about a family that is living in the kind of rural Midwest. It's not really Midwest. It's not really Midwest, but it kind of is. So they're living in the Appalachians basically, and it tells a story of a young man who kind of defies the norm a little bit, and kind of escapes what the path that was what would have been the norm for him. I'm doing an absolute utter crap job at explaining that, but there we go. And so yeah, I've heard nothing but like amazing things about this book, so I'm really intrigued, and I want to get to it this week. So those are my reading plans. This is my cup of tea, and this is me saying I'm gonna go eat breakfast and get a little reading done. Good afternoon, happy Tuesday. I don't know what that was. I am really high energy right now because I have finished all of the things that I need to do today, which means that I can spend the rest of the evening reading. Yeah. So I'm like really like kind of pumped on that. It is Tuesday afternoon. It's like 5:15. I'm about to go make dinner, and then I'm seriously gonna read. I am reading A Question of Homes by Brittany Cavallaro. I'm on page 127, almost halfway through. I'm already getting damage on this book. That's great. And I am loving it so far. I will say I'm not loving it as much as the first three. One of our main one of our characters is going through a bit of a character development arc situation that is kind of annoying, which I think is mostly due to like my age and where I'm at in life, not the actual book or the author or anything. I've been through it, and I find it kind of obnoxious now, which is probably bad to say, but I'm still loving it. It's just a mild irritation. But I love these characters. I love being back in this world. I love their witty banter, and they're kind of like back and forth with that. So that is where I am at. And I've got some books to show you guys. I placed a Barnes & Noble order last week, and one of my books got shipped the way that Barnes & Noble normally ships their books, and the majority, the 6 other books that I bought, got shipped a completely different way. So I don't know when I'm gonna see those. Probably in like 2 months. Which is, oh my goodness, that's bright. Which I mean is okay. They were none of the books that I was like solely planning on reading in May. So it is what it is. It's the first time I've had an issue with it. That's just what kind of stinks. So the one that Barnes & Noble shipped normally, the way they have been shipping stuff, is Lost Roses by Martha Hall Kelly. I need a little bit of help here. Can I just read this, or do I need to read Lilac Girls first? It sounds like they follow not the same characters, but relatives of the same characters. So if you have read Lilac Girls or you've read Lost Roses, let me know if I need to read Lilac Girls first. It doesn't matter to me if I do, but it sounds like this follows the generation line of the main character in Lilac Girls. So I don't know if I need to read that first. Anybody? So yeah, that is my update. And yeah, gonna go make dinner and then get some reading done. You just got really close to my face. I'm sorry. Hello, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. I have a lot to update you guys on because I did not update you guys yesterday because I have no reason. When I was gonna update you, we just had kids trying to nap and a lot of things going on. And then last night we went to a festival. They've got a local German-American festival that we went to, and we saw some of the guys that my husband works with and their kids. We rode carnival rides. It was just a lot of fun. It was basically a carnival. Carnival rides, beer, food, all good things. But we had a lot of fun doing that. We're gonna try and maybe go back this weekend. If we do go back this weekend, I'll try and take you guys along for that. But yeah, had a lot of fun, and it was a good time. I don't know where I'm going with that. reading update wise, I finished A Question of Homes by Brittany Cavallaro yesterday, and I think I'm giving it like a 4 out of 5. I have given it a 4 out of 5 stars. To be completely honest, while I still loved it, I liked this one the least out of the 4 books. I think mostly because in this book we really focus on Holmes and Watson's relationship rather than the mystery, and that was kind of a bummer for me. There's a lot of over-analyzing of human emotions and experiences by Holmes, and it just wasn't my, like, what I really wanted from the story. So, but I still loved it. Like I said, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. That was just my biggest complaint, was that I felt like we didn't focus on what I loved about it, but I'm not the author, and I know a lot of people did love it, so there's that. This afternoon I've started Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. I am currently 17 pages in. I love how he starts this book off. He starts it off by saying, "My name is J.D. Vance, and I think I should start with a confession. I find the existence of the book you hold in your hand somewhat absurd." It says right there on the cover that it's a memoir, but I'm 31 years old, and I'll be the first to admit that I've accomplished nothing great in my life. Certainly nothing that would justify a complete stranger paying money to read about it. I love when somebody is just blatantly honest like that and just puts it all out there and says, you know what, I haven't done much, but here we are, we're gonna do it anyway. So far I'm really enjoying it, and we'll just have to wait and see. I'm still really early into it. Like I said, I'm 17 pages in. I think it's about 280 pages. So it shouldn't take me long to read, but I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I know somebody who just recently read it, and they had nothing but amazing things to say about it. So looking forward to reading it, continuing to read it. I do have some library books here that I picked up today. I'm going to be participating in Borrow-a-thon around the middle of the month of May. I will have a whole TBR and blog post going up closer to the readathon, but you guys might as well see now. The first book that I have is an ebook, and it is Only Human by Sylvain Neuvel. I'm not including that necessarily in my Borrow-a-thon TBR because I might read it before or after Borrow-a-thon. It's an ebook, so we'll just kind of see. There's a whole, I'm just very loosely doing Borrow-a-thon. I'm not really meeting any of the challenges. I'm just kind of like, I want to participate in it. A couple of the books fit into the prompts, and then a couple of them don't, so there we go. I've only got 4 books because we're traveling a lot in that time period, and it's a week, and let's be completely honest, some of these are really long books. So the first book that I had, actually, let's go in the order that I want to read these. So the first book that I want to read is Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. This, I've been hearing just so much about it. It's almost novella length, and I hear that people either love these or they hate them. I haven't really heard a lot of people who are like, this is okay. I mean, I've heard 1 or 2 people say that, but for the most part I hear either I love it or it's really just not that great. And I'm kind of curious to see where I fall on the spectrum of that, because I read a sample as part of a try a sample tag, and I was intrigued. Like, I was kind of like, what? Like, this is an interesting concept. My concern is it's an interesting concept, and each book is like 150 pages. So do we really get a chance to truly fulfill the concept? I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. The next book also, so this fulfills a prompt for a book that I'm just in the mood for. And then this one is the prompt to read a book about a library, and that is The Library Book by Susan Orlean. This book has been circulating my radar since it came out. And I just haven't gotten to it, to be completely honest, and I'm looking forward to actually getting it. I'm intrigued because I know that it's not entirely fiction, but it's written like fiction, I think. I'm not sure. So yeah, 2 more books. I'm gonna do this quickly because my battery light's flashing at me. A History of Wolves by Emily Fridland. This is another book that I've just heard a lot of. I don't know anything about this book at all. This is just like one of those things where I'm like, I've heard it, and let's make use of our library. And then the last one is What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And this is a short story collection. I've heard a lot of really truly incredible things about this author. And I want to see if she is maybe for me. Like I said a couple days ago, my reading tastes are starting to tweak ever so slightly. And this is one of the ways that they're kind of starting to tweak a little bit. So we shall see what I think of that. But I won't be getting to these books for a few weeks still, because they are for that specific readathon. So now I have to stare and look at them on my book pile for a few weeks, knowing I can't read them. Should be fun. So yeah, that's my reading update for you guys. Now I will check in with you tomorrow and let you know where I'm at with Hillbilly Elegy and what my thoughts are. Good afternoon, happy Saturday. I've been kind of a rubbish vlogger this week, haven't I? I didn't update you guys yesterday because I didn't really have an update. Much of one, at least anyway. I do today though. Today I'm on currently page 120 of Hillbilly Elegy. My goal is to get to at least page whatever this is, 207, so to read at least 80 more pages today. I think I can even go farther than that. My goal is to finish this weekend. That's just my goal. We'll see if that happens. I do have like blog posts to do this afternoon, and I want to start editing this reading vlog because I've got a little bit more. It's a week and a half long reading vlog, so it's a little bit more footage. But anyway, so far I'm really enjoying Hillbilly Elegy. It's interesting because it's not entirely a memoir. It is, but it's peppered with statistics and sociology, and you know, so it's more than just a memoir. It's also talking about the people, the statistics of what they go through, the statistics that meet them. It's really interesting from that aspect, not just because you're not just listening to somebody rattle on about their life. They're also throwing in like this many people and statistics refer to this, and this many people did this and like, so it's a little bit more than just a memoir. So I find that really interesting. Right now it's just a really good book. Don't really know how else to say, like what else to say. It's about somebody's life, so I always feel weird commenting and rating memoirs. I've talked about this time and time again because you're talking about somebody's life, and that's just not something that I really want to like rate or put a number on or assign a value to, because I feel like you can't. But yeah, so that is my reading update for now. I will try and update you guys again today, and then tomorrow I'll try and take you along. We're gonna go to a festival again, so I will try and take you along to that as well. But otherwise I will talk to you later. Happy Sunday. I just dunked my fingers into my second cup of tea. Good morning. I am pulling my shoes on, so if I seem a little distracted, that's why. We are getting ready to leave to go to the festival again. I'm gonna take my camera with me, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film it all. We'll see, I don't know. Reading update for you. I am currently on page 219 of Hillbilly Elegy. I am anticipating finishing this today. I don't have that much left. I think there's like 280 pages, if that even. 265 pages. So I have like 50 pages to go. I just want to say I love this book. This is like how I really want to see memoirs. This is my favorite style, I feel like, where it's not just talking about someone's life, because it is talking a lot about J.D. Vance's life, but it's also talking about statistics, the sociology of the area, the psychology of the people, and it takes JD's life, and it's not only his life, but it also gives such a much broader perspective, and I really enjoy that. Also, I feel like it highlights a problem that we don't necessarily always focus on because we don't see the problem, but it's a problem, if that makes sense. And I like that he's very straightforward about saying, you know, I don't have the answers for this problem. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what the solution is. What I do know is this is what I've experienced. This is what I see others experience in my area. This is how I see my culture dying out, and all of this other stuff. And he really just says, this is a problem. I don't have the answer to said problem, but let's work together and come up with a solution. I also love that he acknowledges that there are fundamental problems within the system, and that the problems are not just one person. I feel like a lot of times some of the problems that he talks about welfare, he talks about government housing, government assistance programs, he talks about the school system, the public education system, and he acknowledges that it's just as much a problem with the system as it is a problem with the people. So he's kind of like saying, you know, both ends have issues. Now, where do we bring them together to make a solution? And that is something that I search for and I want to find more of, because I just feel like it's something that we don't ever really talk about. And everybody is so eager to say it's this person's fault or it's that person's fault, but we're never willing to acknowledge that we play a role in it just as these other people play a role in it. So I'm really enjoying it. And I love where he brings the statistics into it. It's not like you're reading statistics in an educational format. Like, it's just really, I just really love it. Like, let's just be completely real. This is a really good book. I'm enjoying it. I love it. It's just so well done and well articulated. And yeah, really loving it. Like I said, I think I'm gonna finish it today. And yeah, that will end up, I'm gonna update you guys later, obviously, hopefully when I finish it early this evening. And that will finish out this week's reading vlog. I'm really pleased with as much as I've read, I will say. This was a bit of a longer vlog. I figured it would be. I tried to pare down just as much as I could, but I really liked to talk this week about everything I was reading, and the things that I bought, and, you know, the cameos for my kids. So it kind of got a little bit long-winded there for a little while, but I'm really pleased. I read a total, by the time I finished today, I've read a total of 3 books in the past week and a half. And that was Fatal Throne, A Question of Homes, and Hillbilly Elegy. So yeah, really pleased with that. And I will come back on here later and update you guys when I've actually finished Hillbilly Elegy. Although I'm not going to be reading it, I don't think my thoughts are going to change, but it'll make for a nice conclusion to the reading vlog. afternoon, guys. It's a couple hours later. We've gotten to the festival. We did all that. That pastry that I showed the clips of them making was absolutely delicious. Just saying. And I have also finished Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. And my thoughts have not changed. At the end of it, he did kind of go into like, we don't have a solution, there isn't a solution, which I agree. But it was, there isn't a solution, what can we do? That's how it was framed. I loved it. I don't rate memoirs or nonfiction. I've talked about this before. But I really, really, really loved this book, and I highly, highly recommend it to everybody. And on that note, I'm going to close out this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.